Hey, happy Monday. Have you ever wondered what your team might want from you this week? Wow, I mean, that's a big question. If you're a leader, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, if you're a movement maker, if you're a business owner, if you're a parent, those are all questions that probably you've asked. What do they want from me this week? How can I be the best I can be? What's my expectation? What's my role here? I know those questions can be confusing, and it's important for us just to stop and go, okay, what is my chief contribution in this world this week? And I think that the answer would be, in terms of your leadership, that you become the best empowering leader you can be. And I think that's what our teams are looking for from us. Because if you've been on a team, you know the best team experiences you've had, you felt empowered, right? You were doing your thing and you got a chance to shine. And that is really our role. In fact, I was looking back at Ephesians chapter 4. This is the marching orders for the church. This is Paul the Apostle saying, if you're a spiritual leader, your job is to equip the saints for the work of the ministry. So important. And you know that word equip means that you fully furnish somebody, you fully prepare somebody. It's like the picture of the fisherman mending the nets, going, I'm going to make sure these nets can pull in the harvest they were designed to pull in. That's your job with people, is to go, I want this person to have everything they need to be everything they are supposed to be able to actually do that thing where they make their contribution to the mission. So in the big sense, my mission as a leader is to make sure the people under my care fulfill their mission. And it's all part of God's mission. And that is so important, and it applies to every possible leadership scenario. Your greatest contribution to your team this week would be becoming the best empowering leader you can be. So how do you do that? Well, I think I've learned over decades of leadership, many failures, some successes. There are at least six parts to this. I've put a T at the front of every one. So here's 6 T's to help you become the best empowering leader you can be this week. And the first one is target. That we just go, I'm going to clarify the target real clear. I'm going to make sure that the person that I'm leading knows exactly what I need from them, what the expectation is, what the outcome is that we're driving for. I'm going to make sure that they are super clear on that. Because the worst thing you can do for somebody is give them a fuzzy goal and go, we want to kind of do this. Because then they're going to run off in the direction that they think they're supposed to go, and that might not be the direction that you want them to go, and all of a sudden there's this problem. And we can avoid that by just simply going, this is the target. It's this number, it's this very specific thing, it's this outcome. This is what we want it to be like and feel like when it's done. So that target's so important, and I hope that gives you just at least that one step. So you can kind of make this list this week and go like, hey, just to assess how empowering am I? Maybe check, did I do the target? Second, team. Do they have the team they need? Team is so important. If they don't have the team, they can't do the work. They can't get to the place. Maybe it's a team that they're on or a team that they lead, but is this a good team? Is it structured right? Is it healthy? Do they get along? Are the right people on the bus? Are the right people on the right seats on the bus? All those questions that we would ask of teams. And it's not important just for the team that we lead or that we're on, but also for the teams that they're on as they're getting this mission done. So target team. Third one, trust. This is really important, and it's often where people like me go off course because we get a little too interested and involved and meddling in how the work gets done. It's easy to step in and be like, no, don't do it like that. Do it like this. Why? Because that's how I would do it. Well, who cares how you would do it? If the job gets done and it's done the way they will do it, then they're going to be excited and invested. And the truth is, a lot of times I bring like my way stuff should be done, and it inhibits innovation. I'm telling people, don't innovate. Do it just like I told you to do it. That's not a recipe for a high-performing team. That's certainly not an empowering move. And so allowing people to go, I know what the target is, and I have the freedom to do this in the way I think is best and the way I see the world. And it's going to bring some great texture and color to the way things happen in your team or organization. And it's going to give them a real sense of motivation. You don't have to motivate people when they get to decide how they do it. So important. Fourth thing, tools and training. Yeah, it's important to go, oh, you know where you're going on this. You've got the team. You are trusted. But do they have the tools and the training? Listen, in the nonprofit world, in the church world, in the spiritual venture, where a lot of times we're working with less resources. We're pinching pennies. We're going lean. And the problem with that is sometimes we assume people can do the work without the proper tools. So the question would be, what do you need to do a good job with this project or with this assignment or with this mission? What do you need to do a good job? And letting them speak into that. And if we aren't able to provide, at least we'll do the best we can and clarifying what that is. But what tools, what training even do they have in order to be fully furnished, fully equipped to do this work? Do they have all the training that they need? And if not, what is it? How can we provide it? Maybe it's something you can just give them. Maybe it's a course that they could take. Sometimes this stuff is not expensive. Sometimes it's a book that they could read. Sometimes it's a book they've already read, just to go back and go, hey, remember this process, remember this insight. And that can be the helpful thing there. And then fifth T is timeline. Timeline, so important in empowering people. What's the timeline? By when are we going to have this work done? By when is this deadline? And that's important because timelines, a lot of times they drive synchronization, meaning, the reason why this needs to be done by this point is because then this other team can pick up the process and do their part, because the overall thing we're after is this thing down the road, and that's what we're really driving for. And so the synchronization sometimes is driven by the timeline, helping people understand why the timeline is the timeline. Is so important. But having a timeline, it motivates us all, and it gives us a sense of there's a finish line coming, and I'm excited for that finish line, because maybe I want to move on to a new thing, or maybe I just want to be able to say we did something, got a sense of achievement and accomplishment. The last one is tribute, the idea of celebration, which often I've overlooked and probably guilty of always wanting to move on to the next mountain too soon. But my discovery has been through time, and many times through painful times, that we need to pause. We need to pause. We need to celebrate. We need to give tribute and thanks to God and to the team, to the people, to the process, to the learnings that we've had along the way, and really just go, we're breathing in this air. We saw God do something new through us, and that's very exciting. And so these 6 T's, I hope they help. It's target, team, trust, tools and training, timeline, and tribute. And these are things that I've learned over time can help us to be the best empowering leaders we can be. And I know that's what your team really, truly, deep down, they want that from you this week, to be an empowering leader. Hope that helps. Hope you have a great Monday. If there's anything I can do to help you, reach out. I'm excited to be connected to you. Have a great week.